Every year, millions of Americans take out these payday loans. Here in Alabama, there are 4 times as many payday lending stores as there are McDonald's. Think about that, because there are a lot of McDonald's. There are 4 times as many payday loan operations here in Alabama as there are McDonald's. Now, what they'll say, the folks who run these things, in theory, what they'll say is these loans help you deal with a one-time expense. So your car breaks down, you got to get to work, you go there, cash your check real quick, or get a quick loan, and then that's the end of it. In reality, most payday loans aren't taken out for one-time expenses. They're taken out to pay for previous loans. You borrow money to pay for the money you already borrowed. As Ali will tell you, before you know it, you find yourselves trapped in a cycle of debt. At first, it seems like easy money, but the average borrower ends up spending about 200 days out of the year in debt. You take out a $500 loan at the rates that they're charging at these payday loans, some cases 450% interest, you wind up paying more than $1,000 in interest and fees on the $500 that you borrowed. So I just met with faith leaders and consumer advocates and civil rights leaders here in Alabama who are coming together to change that. And I want to say that this is a bipartisan effort. You've got some very conservative folks here in Alabama who recognize that they're reading their Bible, they're saying, well, that ain't right. Right? I mean, they're saying, you know, the Bible's not wild about somebody charging $1,000 worth of interest on a $500 loan, because it feels like you're taking advantage of somebody. If you're lending to somebody knowing they can't pay you back, and you're going to put them on the hook and just squeeze them harder and harder and harder and take more and more money out of them, you're taking advantage of them. And so I'm very proud of the bipartisan effort here in Alabama to try to change this. But I want everybody to know they're not going to have to fight alone, because at the federal level, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, the CFPB, announced today that it's going to take important steps towards protecting consumers from getting stuck into these cycles of debt. And the idea is pretty common sense. If you lend out money, you have to first make sure that the borrower can afford to pay it back. Don't lend somebody money if you know they can't pay it back. As Americans, we don't mind seeing folks make a profit. And if somebody lends you money, then we expect you to charge interest on that loan. But if you're making that profit by trapping hardworking Americans into a vicious cycle of debt, you got to find a new business model.